Okay, so this would be the pattern that you would see. This is enlarged. And what you get is you get a scallop edge and you get two lines making a cone. So that is what your pins would look like. Okay, so we can see our pins, positions, and this is where our bobbins would come in. And we have workers, which are the pairs that go all the way across, and we have passives, which are the pairs that come down. And as you can see by this line, we go inbound first, and then out, and then in, and then out. Okay, so as we discussed, here are the arrows showing you that you work down there to this one, and you work across to that one, and you just keep going. Okay, so as we can see from here, we add pairs in all the way across down there until we come to this pin, the pinnacle pin, and we take a pair in and we throw the pair back out again immediately, and then we throw a pair out each time we reach the inboard side until we come to this one, which will be our final pin, and we have our residual bobbins on it. Okay, so let's first look at cloth stitch fans, and as you can see on this one, you can see your cloth stitch here. You can see the twist which pushes this pair, which is a cloth and twist pair, out beyond the level of the cloth stitch, and you can see these little twists round each pin. Okay, so now let's look at a cloth and twist fan, and as you can see, you can actually see the twists in between each pair of passives. Now the passives are the pairs that come down through the fan, and the worker pair is the pair that goes all the way across. So you'll hear people talking about their passives and their workers. Okay, coming on to a half stitch fan. As you can see, it's the same shape, and we've got our cloth and twist edge, this pair around here. We've got our pairs coming through, but this time we only have one worker, because as you know, with half stitch you're actually changing the pairs all the way through, so one thread changes, so you've actually only got one worker on a half stitch fan, and the other worker swaps every single stitch. So there you have a half stitch fan. Right, well, we've talked about the fan, now let's make one. So the first stitch, these are my workers. These are the two passives that came down. So the first stitch is going to be cloth and twist. And then I'm going to do cloth stitch. And then I'm going to bring down the first pair that corresponds with this pin. And I'm going to do cloth stitch, twist twice, put up the pin and stroke the bobbins down. Okay, now I'm going to go back, so it's cloth stitch, cloth stitch. Now we're going into cloth and twist, we want to go in with a twist, so we twist once and then cloth and twist. Twist twice, put up the edge pin, and back we go. So first one is cloth and twist. We've got our one twist in there, so cloth stitch, cloth stitch, pull down another pair because we're going into this pin here, twist twice, put up a pin, okay, and we'll do it once more, cloth stitch, cloth stitch, cloth stitch, twist once, cloth and twist, twist twice, put up a pin and get ready to go back the other way. Right, we've reached the middle, so let's go and collect our last pair, and you can see it go chucked straight out. Okay, so I've taken in the pair off that one, off that pin there, and I'm working on this pin. So the thread comes into this pin and straight back out again. Now, whenever you're doing a cloth stitch fan, you always have to have the legs crossed. So as you come out, can you see they come out without the legs crossed? We don't want to cross this one, so we don't want to do a cloth and twist stitch, but we do want to cross their legs. Okay, so as the passive comes out, we cross its legs. Okay, so there's the first pair heading out, and we're not going to include that one in again. What I usually do, just to remind myself, is I put a pin in there so I know not to go anywhere near that pair. You can see I've nearly finished this fan. I've had to add in another thread because unfortunately I ran out. Don't think I've done a video on how I add in threads. If I haven't, and you were interested, can you let me know in the comments, please? And I will put a video together on how I add in threads when I've run out. Okay, so on the last pin, cloth and twist, cloth stitch, cloth stitch, twist twice, and put in the middle pin, and I always bend that one back towards the top of the bookmark, and then go back through, and then I'm ready to start the next fan when I get there. Pull those through, cross that one's legs, and that one and that pair are the passives that stay totally away from the rest of the bookmark. So that's our cloth stitch fan with a cloth and twist edge, and that's that finished.